so cute. Children found some teeny tiny little toads at the pond and gathered them up to put in our garden. How many of you guys think you found?
15, 20?
15 or 20 of them in there. They're so cute. Alright, so I just wanted to show you an update on how all of our seedlings and plants are doing in our beds. It's been about 2 weeks since we planted out our first 3 beds, and then it's been about a week since we did the newest bed that we put together on Mother's Day. So here they are, 4 finished raised garden beds. Our hope was to get 6, but I'm happy with 4. This trellis was what made Mother's Day for me. Mother's Day was yesterday, and by the time you watch this, it'll probably be about a week ago. But I love it. Cattle panel trellis. It's going to have cucumbers and green beans going up that way. And then on the other side will be tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Just wanted to give a quick update on the dirt hunt. Those of you who watched our vlog with the children hunting for soil for our raised beds, we were able to put quite a bit into our 4 beds that we have done, and then we did have a little bit of compost that we put on top. So they're not totally full beds, but they're close enough, and I think they're going to work just great. So I'm super happy to have 4 raised beds planted and ready to go. And one other new thing that we tried this year with the raised beds is after we got the soil down, it was perfect timing. It was time to chop our comfrey plants. We actually haven't gotten to all of them. There's still, you can probably see the jungle over there. There's still plenty of comfrey to chop and drop. But instead of throwing those leaves down at the base of the plants, we used some of them in our garden beds. So we put our soil that the kids found, and then a whole layer of chopped comfrey, and then our compost on top. So we'll see if that helps give a little extra nutrients to our soil and to the plants through the growing season. Here we have some watermelon coming up. This is our bed that we planted garlic in the fall, so the garlic's growing nicely. We have something ate a leaf off of that squash plant, but these ones are doing pretty good. I think that's spaghetti squash maybe, and then I think these are butternut squash and pepper plants that we got from a local stand. Here's our sweet potatoes. They're looking pretty good, and Esther's got some little flowers coming up, cosmos I think. And then down further in the bed we have our favorite summer squash coming up. That's lemon squash. Looks like the seeds germinated nicely. We're gonna have to thin out a little bit. And up on the trellis, there's nothing growing yet, but there's a few cucumber plants started. And hopefully we're gonna have some green beans coming up here. They're old seeds though, so nothing yet. Got some tiny little tomatoes started. Newest bed, we have peppers down at the end, some tomatoes. Unfortunately, the cat keeps digging in this bed. So we did have a bunch of lettuce coming up, but it's sparse now because of the cat. Hopefully gonna have some cherry tomatoes going up here. And then more tomatoes and a few herbs down at the end. I'm running back and forth from the garden to do a video, and I'm making pancakes here on our outdoor propane oven stove. Actually the oven doesn't work, but we use a stovetop in the summertime. So sorry if this video is a little disjointed and quick, but I just want to do the garden update while I'm working on breakfast here. This bed has mostly kale, chard, beets, and onions, and then some transplanted chives in it. So we are trying to do a little bit of companion planting, but with limited space, it's not all perfect. Most of our kale didn't come up because it was old seeds, but there's one little one right there. It's mostly the beets coming up, and chard, hopefully. Also, chard was also some old seed, some new seed, and then we had a few plants that we bought at Baker Creek, which are the ones Doing so good there. We've already eaten a little bit from them, even though they're small. We tried to squeeze in flowers wherever we could. We chose marigolds, nasturtiums, and cosmos. So those are tucked in the beds in various places, and that'll be fun to see some of that color come out in the beds. If anyone has an idea for how to keep cats from digging in your garden bed, we would love it. Please share if you know a tip, because we just can't seem to keep our cat out of the garden beds. We tried to do a litter for him and he just doesn't like it. He would much prefer our nice freshly planted garden beds, which is not fun. Here's our new fire pit. I decided to make it a little bit bigger with more rocks, and then we put the plastic all around it, which we're going to eventually cover with rock or sand and flat rocks. And then I have creeping thyme all over the place. I thought it kind of would end up looking like a sun ray with the creeping thyme coming out all different directions. It still needs some time to establish in a few spots, but I thought that would be pretty. And I love the creeping thyme. It does really well here. And here's something cool. We didn't think our hardy kiwi was going to produce this year, but there's a few little teeny fruit starts. So we're super excited about that. Yikes! I just about burned the pancakes. How do they taste, Esther?
Good.
Good. Apple spice pancakes. We have to try and get creative with the pancakes since we eat them so often. Love you. Is it hot? Thanks for helping with Little Bit again, Nathan. How's she doing?
Good.
Hey, Little Bit, good morning. She likes being outside. And she likes sucking on her thumb these days. Cutie. These are actually more like crepes than pancakes. They have mostly eggs in them, but then I use a little bit of a combination of cassava or tapioca, almond, and coconut flours, since we're grain free right now. So you can see they just kind of spread out more so like thick crepes. What you doing, Joseph?
Cooking egg.
Are you cleaning the duck eggs for us?
Yep.
You went out and collected them?
Yep.
I helped, but you did most of it, huh?
Yep.
And now you're cleaning them and drying them and putting in the egg carton.
Yep.
Is that fun?
Yep.
Sure appreciate you helping on the homestead. Not even 4 years old and you already know how to collect eggs and clean them off, huh?
Yep. I am my brother. Can you help doing it? I'm that tall.
You're a big brother and you're that tall. Very cool.
Yep.
Update on our root cellar. This rainy weather has not allowed much progress on it, but the children are enjoying it as a pool. You guys having fun?
Yep. Hi, Mommy.
You're gonna be sad when this root cellar gets finished and you don't have a pool anymore, huh? Just wanted to give one last word of encouragement to those of you out there who just have small gardens, maybe even just have a few containers on your patio. That's awesome. Keep going. I mean, we're a huge family on 20 acres, and this year all we have time for and energy and resources for is our 4 raised beds. But at least we're doing what we can. So sure, we have goals of producing all our own produce in the future, and that's our hope. But for now, we're just going to do what we can. So just do what you can. And I would love to know what you're growing. If any of you who are watching this today are growing something in this season, please share in the comments below. And yeah, thanks for watching again. Have a great day. nice and warm up there, guys?
Yeah.
Been playing in the root cellar and it's super warm up there, huh? On top of our tank. You look so cozy. Wish I could be up there with ya.